morning, everybody. I wanted to fade you out there. Sometimes I like that. I am ready for the holidays. How are you? Yes. All right. I love it. So, let's just quick kind of talk through our schedule. So, this is it. This is our last call for 2025. I can't even believe it. So, the next, what would you say, official call will be on January 6th. Yes, January 6th. Sorry, I wanted to double check that as I said it. On the 30th, I might do a bonus call, but you should have that time blocked anyways. Okay. So it should be there regardless of if I'm on or not. Okay. So the 30th, stay tuned. Regardless, I'll send you something to your emails of stuff to do if you miss that call and things that you can still continue to work on in your time block. Okay. All right. So what I thought would be super important today is to kind of talk about how we should start next year with your time blocking. Okay. So first, not time blocking, your scripting. Scripting. Okay. We're in scripting. How many of you feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, and you can throw it in the chat box. If you're just listening, it doesn't matter. I know we have a small group today, but lots that listen online. Throw in the chat box on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're a master scripter, 1 being I come here every week. Okay, let's call that a 1. That's a really good one. Where do you feel like you are? I see Josh's face. Okay, 3.75. I like it. Anyone else? You can holler it out too if you want to. We're a safe group here. Okay, so we're going to talk about today. All right, I want all of you to think about, can you hear my dog barking? Yeah, I'm sorry. Nico, leave it. My new AirPods, I don't think have the noise cancellation. Hi, everybody. Hello. As you're hopping on, good to see everyone. What we're throwing in the chat box right now is on a scale of 1 to 10, where are we on scripting? Okay, we're going to get ourselves ready for next year. So 1 to 10, where are you on scripting currently? And then we're going to talk about what does a 10 look like. Okay, so what my goal is for you today is to at least have real clarity on what a 10 looks like to start your year as a 10. Okay, and the things you need to do in the next 10 days so that you can start your year as a 10. Cool. So first, I'm going to take you to page 5 in the script book. Okay. So actually, I'm not going to do that yet. Sorry. Okay, so let's talk about your very, very first step. Okay, I'm kind of everywhere. Number 1, the very first step is you have to time block for it. Yep, I was just shaking his head. You have to time block for it. If it is not on your calendar, you're not going to do it, right? Fair. That's just human nature. And what I recommend and what I always did is 4 days a week. Fridays were hard for me. 4 days a week, 8:30 to 9. It's how I started my week. It got my Monday morning going. Mondays was not a huge lead generation day for me. Okay. Mondays was kind of study the market, get caught up from the weekend, plan my week ahead, those sort of things. So I tried to keep it pretty light. However, I did role play at 8:30 because it got me out, it got me going, got me in that mindset of now we're going. Okay. So 4 days a week, 8:30 a.m. And on the most important things to time block, that is one of the 3 things you should time block for. The 3 biggest, then it's lead generation and lead follow-up. Okay, so you should have all of those time blocks starting January 1 forever. Okay, I always say if you take your time block off, it means you're retiring and getting out of the business. Okay, your lead generation time block. If you don't have to lead generate anymore, right, then that means you're done. Okay. So number 1, time block it. 4 days a week, 30 minutes a day. What's the second thing you have to have? A role play partner. Okay. They are hard to find. Okay. Do not stop if you try a couple and it doesn't work. I bet I went through, who knows, double digits role play partners before I found the one that stuck. He ended up being from St. Louis, and I've never seen him in person. And he is the person I attribute my most success to. So find a great role play partner. All right. And let's talk about that, what that looks like for a minute. You may need a couple. All right. So first I say start with maybe 2 or 3. Number one, if someone else has not role played for it or has not time blocked for it 4 days a week, that's going to be difficult for them to all of a sudden hit in their schedule and stay on consistently. Right. So find someone that can at least give you 1 or 2 days a week. Okay. And try to fill them with multiple people. All right. So you have to have a role play partner established and those time blocked by January 1 if you want to go to a 10 next year in your scripting. Okay. So these are easy things you can do as you're over the holidays, right? Passive things at home, some things like that. Okay. I love this one next. And this is one that a lot of people miss out on. And I will tell you, it seems very simple, but it will make the biggest change in your scripting and role playing and your lead generation. Okay. And this is to create your space. Okay. You have got to create a lead generation space. Why do you think that's important? Anyone? I know we've got a small group and only 2 with their faces on, so I'm not trying to put you on the spot by any means. There's Brandy too. Um,
The lessons, the distractions.
yes, yes. How many of you cannot succeed at lead generation because of distractions? That's the number one thing. Yep, it's the number one thing. And guess whose job it is to eliminate them? You. You have to be committed to eliminating the distractions. Okay. What I say is think of your lead generation and your scripting as a closing. I want you to eliminate the distractions at the exact same level you do for when you're going to a closing. Okay. And here are some other things that you can be working on to get your space going. Stand up. You guys see me every time standing up on this. If you coach with me, I'm not always standing up. It's a different mindset, right? So when I'm in lead generation mode, I'm always standing up. Okay. It makes a huge difference. I'm going to tell you. So you don't got to have to get anything fancy. Find a box. It's Christmas. Tons of Amazon packages are coming your way. Find the one that fits, stack 2 or 3 on top, and throw your computer up on top of the boxes. Do not overthink it. Get yourself standing up as soon as you start your role play and when you go into your lead generation. Okay? Then have your scripts ready and available. Right? You have to have them right there in front of you. Your pre-qualification buyer and seller need to be out and in front of you at all times. Okay. The other thing is you got to have your script book available. Maybe it needs to be bound, right? So you can flip through. You need your key scripts marked. Which ones am I going to need today, most likely? What are the questions I'm most likely to get asked? Get them in front of you. It increases your confidence so much, just your brain knowing you've got a spot to go to if you get stuck, right? Because what your brain's doing is saving you from what could be dangerous in this process, right? So eliminate that stuff and eliminate that distraction for yourself of the fear. I might not know what to say, right? Get your scripts, get them out in front of you. Good headphones. I'm struggling with that. You guys know I hate these AirPods. They don't stay in my ears. And this is a brand new pair I've had for less than 7 days and they're causing the same trouble. So anyways, get yourself a good headset that won't cause distractions when you're in your scripting and your lead generation mode. Okay. And then here's the biggest one. Silenced. Silenced. Okay. That's something you could practice right now. Is silence your emails and your phone between 8:30 and 11. Just see what happens. See what comes through then. See what distractions are coming through and what you could eliminate before the new year to help you stay focused during those prime times. Okay? And just practice with it. I know that probably raised all of your stress levels, right? Saying, oh, block it. Yeah. Right? You can do it. If you had a closing for 2.5 hours on a morning, you'd not think twice about it. right? So schedule that closing with yourself. It's important. And then a lot of coaches will say have a mirror in front of you. I did for a long time. Since I'm on Zoom now, I don't need it as much. But if you're on the phone talking to people, it's a really good idea to have a mirror just so you can see what facial expressions you're making. Okay. It's another good thing to give feedback on, right? You'll be able to tell when your role play partner is not having the best day, when they're not smiling on the other end, right? So you want to be able to guide them through those things, and you'll remind yourself if you have a mirror. Okay, any questions on creating your space for scripting? Okay, good. So all of you, I see James, you can come off mute if you had a question. Um, Go ahead.
I missed something. Phone numbers ready to go. What phone numbers we were referring to?
Yeah, so this is your lead generation phone number. So right now we're kind of staying in the scripting space, but if you were lead generating right after it, you'd want to make sure that your phone numbers, everyone you're going to call in that hour is ready to go.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, and that's for your lead gen and your lead follow up. And your lead generation through the week is going to create the list of your lead follow up, right? Because everyone you leave a message with and need to call back, they go directly to the lead follow up list, right? So that will create it for you. Okay, awesome. Now let's go to the next thing. Okay, so now you've got it time blocked, you've got your space ready, you've got your role play partner. Okay, now we got to understand the rules of the road. Okay, it is so important, and this is the success of your scripting, is how well you can follow these rules. Okay, and I'm going to share them with you next. These are on page 4 of your script book. I don't know what these AirPods are doing. My sounds crazy. Hope it doesn't to you guys. Okay, so I recommend a call with each role play partner, and you look at this page together, okay, and talk about what that sounds like, agree to it, okay, because start on time, end on time. What does that mean? That means at exactly 8:30, one of you better be dialing the phone to the other, okay, and at 9 o'clock, we hang up, okay. If you start going over, you'll never get anywhere. That's how you start, you bleed into your lead generation time and then your mind won't switch. Okay, so ending on time is so important. If you have things you want to talk about, things you want to run by them, that happens in the afternoon. Hey, do you have 15 minutes? I could call you back at 2 today because I got a real estate question for you, or I have a transaction question I want to run by you, right? Because you will want to ask those things of your role play partner, but make sure you're not doing that during role play time. Okay. So start on time, end on time, and no chit chat. No chit chat's the hardest one, right? But you can't. You got to chit chat later. We got to all know this is a hardcore 30 minutes we're getting ready to spend together, and it is purposeful. Okay. Then you're supposed to say no 3 times. Okay. At least 3 times. Then you accept the appointment, right? You want everyone to have success, and you need to push back. Okay. So part of pushing back is learning the objections as well, right? Learning how for your brain to think outside the box and listen to what they're saying and react, right? So it's super important to be on both sides of the role play and the scripting. Okay, so remember, you say no 3 times. Now, the goal is to get to a script where it's like, I couldn't say no. If you run into people that will say no to that, then we've got to know what their objections are, because you should get it down to where it's like, yeah, no, you've got me. I'm going to take the appointment. So if that's happening, feel free to just let them know that I'm going to tell you, you got me. I'm there. I don't have any other objections. However, let me try one. Okay. So be okay with saying no a couple times and pushing each other. Then when you're finished, right? So you're going to do a role play, say no 3 times. Whoever dialed the number is the one that starts talking. Whoever picks up is the seller. Okay. So whoever's picking up, you're immediately into, I am just a homeowner that answered this call. I am just a, right? They'll tell, you'll understand by the script if they want you to be a for sale by owner this morning. or an expired, okay? Because you're going to be able to tell how they start the conversation and then just go, okay? Role play until you have it. This is when you take a couple minutes to share what went well and what they could have done better. Okay. So they need feedback on things so that next time they can work to change it. And be honest. You're not good at it in the beginning. No one's going to be. So be honest to just say, yeah, no, try it this way, or this is sounding, that's the whole point of this is to practice on each other instead of your clients, right? Practice on each other. No one on this screen is buying a house from you. I will guarantee you that. No one. Okay. So practice on them. All right, and then you switch roles. And then the next person immediately jumps into ring, ring. Okay, awesome. Thanks for that feedback. You ready to go? Let's do it. Okay, ring, ring. And then they're going to jump into being the homeowner. Got it? So it is important to follow your schedule and 30 minutes and you end. Okay, so it's okay to be like, it's 9, see ya. You don't have to hang up on them, right? But I don't want you to let it bleed over. At 8:59, you should both be looking at how are we going to wrap this up in the next minute to get off and get to our calling. Okay, so any questions there? Okay, it is important to have this conversation. This is definitely something. Find your role play partner, get it time blocked, get your scripts and your space ready. Go through the rules of the road with your role play partner so you guys are ready to go and you're ready to start, right? Let's make sure we understand all this. And you can get 5 calls in before the new year. Okay, I would love for everybody to try that with their role play partner. However, I understand it might take you these 2 weeks even to get all of this together and ready for yourself.
Julie,
Okay,
I had a quick question. It's
yes.
Clay.
Hi,
Eh,
Clay.
Good morning. If you have a role-playing partner
Mhm.
and there's critique, do you do it during the role-playing? Do you wait until the end of that call and then
Great
critique each
question.
other?
Yeah.
Do you want to keep the flow going and then do it all at the end?
Correct. So, but not at the end of the call, at the end of that role play.
Right, right.
Okay. So you're going to object, object, object. You're going to accept the appointment. Then you're going to give the feedback.
Okay.
Then you
Just wanted,
switch to the next person. Yep. Really good question.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. What else? The other thing, give them feedback on, right, how their phone sounds, right? I can hear your dog in the background, right? Help them with stuff like that too, so that they can sound professional and like they want to. Okay, awesome. Then you've got to learn how to internalize the scripts, right? Internalization is everything when it comes to these scripts. And I'm going to show you how you go through internalizing scripts, okay? Here's the other thing. If you have this time blocked and you do not have a role play partner, you should have a list of things that you can still do during your role play time, right? In that 30 minutes. What am I going to do today? Internalizing scripts is a great one, okay? And I'm going to show you how we do this. I'm going to use the script on page 8 or page 15. If I was picking up this script book for the first time and someone asked me if I don't have anywhere else to go, where should I go? I'd say page 15. Okay, this is the most important script you can have in your arsenal to build your business anywhere, anytime, people you know and people you don't know. Okay, so what a good one to internalize. We are going to read 5 times fast, just the words. We're not going to read no and yes. Okay, we're just going to read this. We're going to go directly on to the next and right back to the top. Okay, I'm going to show you what this should sound like. Okay, because people tend to go slow on it, and I want you to hear how fast it should sound. All right. I'm just curious, when you have a real estate question, who do you reach out to? Who's programmed into your phone, etc.? I'd like to hear the opportunity of the person to let me ask. What real estate plans do you have for this year? Love that. Is it the same person you send referrals to? I'm just curious, when you have a real estate question, who do you reach out to? Who's programmed into your phone? I'd like to earn the opportunity to be that person for you. Let me ask, what real estate plans do you have for this year? Love that. Is it the same person you send referrals to? Okay. Now, in listening, Did anything happen the second time I read it through that wasn't there the first time I read it through? Did you start to recognize some of the words already? Anyone? Maybe. Okay. So when you're practicing, you need to break down your scripts and do that 5 times fast. Okay. 5 times fast. I used to make you guys do that on this call. We might do it in the new year. I'll give you a warning first.
Why 5 times fast?
Because it's going to internalize. Okay. Does anyone want to try it with this section 5 times fast? You don't even have to come off mute. Let's do it. Okay. If you want to come off mute, you can. If not, just do it at your house. And I want you to read this 5 times fast out loud. Okay. Ready? Go. Okay. You should be done if you were going fast. What did you realize? Did anything happen through those 5 times? James, I'll put you back. I see David maybe coming off, but I'll put James back on the spot if you want.
Are you gonna put me on the spot?
Yep.
Okay.
You're always a
Um,
good sport for it.
yes, ma'am. I was focusing on what I was saying and how did I sound.
Okay. Okay. But when you're going fast, you don't want to focus on that. Does that make
True.
sense? So I want you going so fast. Was anyone able to do it super fast and see what happened?
It became more
David?
automatic. It became more automatic, and you could start focusing. I kind of became aware of my surroundings as I was doing it. I became more comfortable saying it, I guess. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. You'd never heard these words, right, before we did this. Now, do you feel like if pressed, you might be able to find them just after reading them through 5 times fast?
Yeah, you wouldn't have to look them up now.
Hmm.
If you can get that good at it, like saying the Pledge of Allegiance or something, it just kind of comes back.
There you go. Okay, so the 5 times fast puts it in there. Then you have to practice it. Okay, so you go 5 times fast. Then I want you to jump right into now saying it out loud. Okay, so you and your role play partner can agree this is the script we're going to work on today. And before you get on, you're doing the internalization and then see how different it makes it when you go back to now read this script. Right. And so then you're like, oh, right, it's here. You see it already. I'm just curious. When you have a real estate question, who do you reach out to? Guys, there's your script to make all your money. I promise. Right? Anyone, anywhere, you're having a conversation with, you're asking them questions, they're asking you questions. You say, hey, and I'm just curious, when you have a real estate question, who do you reach out to? Right? That's simple. Well, I'd love to earn the opportunity to be that person for you if you want. Okay? That's an important part. Earn the opportunity to be that person. I think those are big words. Okay. And I think that shows them you don't just get assigned on my mailing list and now I'm just going to spam you forever, right? That's what people think. It means I'm going to earn the opportunity for you to want to be in my world. And then if you do, that's awesome. And I'll keep you there. Okay. So you have to tell them that. Then if you're at a party or something, right, reach out then on a work day and talk to them about what that looks like. It was so fun seeing you the other night. I know you said you don't have somebody programmed into your phone as your realtor you go to. So I want to be that person. And here's how that'll look. Okay. First, what questions do you have? You have any about the real estate market currently? Okay. Then I try hard to answer questions about that, keep you updated on what's happening, right? Locally, nationally, all that kind of stuff. And I do that in a couple ways. Number one, follow me on social. Okay, so go to my social page. I'll go follow you after this call. I'm in role play right now. Okay, I'll follow you after this call. I'll give you emails, right? I send 2 emails a month that'll keep you updated on things that are happening. And then I also have a mailing list that I can put you on. So what's your email, right? And then you just get all their contact information. So that's how you earn the opportunity, right? And then you're going to call every quarter, check up on them. How you doing? Anything you got going around your house I can help with, right? How is the snow? Any pipes bursting? Are you having any trouble right now? Okay. So then you can go into your questions to ask. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. Oh, David, did you want to come off mute? Okay. Okay, awesome. So then the other important parts, and you should internalize this entire page, asking for referrals. Okay. In my business, the way this is written this way, quarter 2 was always asking for referrals. I loved on them. I did great stuff for them. And then quarter 2, I would call and just be like, hey, you have a second for a quick business call? Okay, I just really wanted to ask who you might know, maybe in your neighborhood. What about at church, around your office, that might be looking to make a move in the next few years, or might be in need of an amazing real estate team to help them move? Okay, whatever you want to say there, whatever feels comfortable. The key to this one is 3 places to trigger their mind. You guys have heard me say this before, but if you say, who do you know? Their brain goes, right? Where? Who do I know where? Right? If you say, who do you know maybe in your neighborhood? Now they're picturing their neighbors. Give them a second. Or maybe at church, right? And you got to practice these to make them sound casual, conversational, right? Okay. Then make sure you internalize that. Okay. Internalize, internalize, internalize. Chunk that down, read that 5 times fast, and you should be incorporating that into all of your calls. Okay. So anyone that doesn't set an appointment with you, you've got to be asking them for a referral. Okay. Not in your sphere, not in your sphere. That's your role play, right? In your sphere, it will happen. Okay, and then you need to know this one, right? How to leave a strategic voicemail. Okay, and again, this is what creates your follow-up list, because your first voicemail, you're going to try them back later this week. Then you have to do that, right? Then on Thursday, your follow-up is calling all these people back. Hey, I tried you Monday. No problem. I'll try again next week. Was just curious, right? And whatever you're calling them about. All right. So leave strategic voicemails that say, I will call you back. Or text me if you've got anything. Otherwise, I'll call you back later this week. Otherwise, I'll try you again next week. I know we're coming up on the holidays, so no worries. If I don't hear from you, I'll reach out again in the new year. Have a great holiday. Okay. So just very casual. This is just what I'm doing for you, right? I'm going to reach back out. If you're not leaving those kind of voicemails, it's much harder to call then on Thursday, right? Because you don't just want to leave them a voicemail and then all of a sudden be calling back. Let them know that's what you're gonna do, and then if they don't want you to, they're gonna respond, right? It's the best way to find out are they okay with it or not. Otherwise, they're gonna text you, call you back. You don't need to call me, right? And that's okay. All right. Okay, what questions? What questions does anyone have? Do you feel like with this information, you can go and have a level 10 scripting and role play next year? Okay, good. That is what I want you all committed to. James?
No, I say yes.
Yes, good.
Also, my role play partner is not available. Or just sometimes when I'm on an appointment, a doctor's appointment out and about, I role play with my chat GPT.
Yeah, yeah,
And what I
awesome.
did,
I do
uploaded
too.
uploaded your
Script
the
book?
script book, and,
Awesome.
and I told it to um,
Role play with you?
role play, but um, be forgot how I said it, but to be a little firm, combative, but eventually we will come to some
Yep.
type of
That's
agreement.
awesome.
And it gives me feedback on, like,
Uh-huh.
if I say it one way, it'll give me feedback, raw feedback, and suggest I say it another way. That it comes,
Yes.
yeah, being user friendly and not combative.
I love it. Yes. Use chat. Okay. Use chat. That can be 1 day a week for sure, your role play. And James, you can even tell it, follow the rules of the road. And it will give you the 3 objections. Uh-huh,
Eh,
exactly. Yeah, chat is just awesome, right? So,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
I just use it as a backup plan
I
when
love it.
she's
And it's
not available.
good.
Yes.
Okay, this is a great question, James, because I do pay. So Jennifer asked, do you pay the fee so you can keep going on the same chat? Or do you start a new one? Do you do the free one?
No, I paid
I do too.
the $20 a month because not only I role play with sellers, buyers, investors, so I have different type of you know
Yeah.
stats. Now you could
Hmm.
still do the free. That's fine. I want to try
Yeah.
to be better. In order for
Hmm.
me to be better, I needed more options.
Yeah.
So
And Jennifer, that $20, it's an investment in your business. And I'll tell you, it does so much work for you. It's one of the best investments you can make,
yeah,
especially since it can be your role play partner, which I know that's free, but right, whenever your partner can't be there or something falls apart, you always have somewhere to go to keep you in that mode. Consistency is everything.
and
Okay.
also with the Chat GPT, if you're role playing or whatever you're going to do within your business um, on your laptop or computer, you also have it on your phone. So whatever you're doing on your phone is mirrored back to on your laptop and vice versa. So you don't have to,
Hmm.
you can use different devices as long as you log in, you can keep the
Yeah.
conversation going.
Yeah.
So that's another
That's
good thing
so
about it.
helpful. Yeah,
Correct.
it is. Because I'll keep asking it. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to leave you on this. If you've ever paid attention to my emails that I send, it's an important quote at the top for what would you say? And it is, don't play it till you get it right. Play it until you can't get it wrong. Okay, that is what your scripting should be. It shouldn't be until you get it right. You should do this and do this and do this until you can't ever get it wrong. Okay, set yourself up for success. I will see everybody on the 6th with your standing desks, with your space ready, and we are going to kill it next year. All right, happy holidays. Happy New Year. Bye.
Yeah, I was going to ask you
Sure.
before you said, "Oh, I'm gonna see you next week or not." So
Oh, no,
six.
but
So I
I
always say that.
will, yep, and I will be sending stuff to you to do during this time blocked time. Okay,
Okay.
so don't stop your time block.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
All right.
you got
Well,
it.
you have a great holiday. See you next year.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Did you have a question, David, or anyone else? I see a couple hanging out. Okay, you're welcome to. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Heidi. Happy New Year.